It's not the sunniest of Sundays, but actually I don't mind. We've had some plus 30 degree days and it's just been so hot. Anyway, this recipe that I made, the cannelloni, I made about a week and a half ago. And we had some lovely guests here and they enjoyed their meal. You've only got my word for it. And I'm just so glad to be able to share my recipes with you. I really enjoy the kitchen and sometimes I find a recipe, I have a look at it, I fully intend to follow it to the letter and I don't. So most of my recipes are basic ones that you can find elsewhere, but some of them I just tweak a little. And I always try to share some economical tips or some eco tips, how we can recycle or how we can do things a little bit more economically, like the tomato cubes. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Check some of the links that I've shared with you, and I really love to see you back here. My subscriber numbers are growing gently. Nothing has to happen fast, but I do like to see every day that there's just a little tad more than what there was before I went to bed. So thank you for watching and enjoy your meal. Bye for now. Hello there and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Anita and I'm a Dutch-Kiwi. I'm in the process of preparing cannelloni. Now I won't need it till tomorrow, but I'm going to make the sauce today because I just love it when flavours come together. Now I have onion, it should be a shallot but I didn't have any, garlic, basil, tomato puree, and a tin of tomato pieces. And I will do what I always do. I will swish the can and get out all the sauce. And I've taken the paper off. I'll take the base off in a minute and then I'll put that in the recycle as well. So that's my cannelloni sauce in the making. First things first, the onion, and the garlic, and while they glaze up I will chop the basil leaves. They're doing just nicely. These have got pieces in them and I don't want a super smooth sauce, but I am going to blitz them a bit just to take the biggest chunks away. That should do it. Pretty good. Gently does it. Now I am going to add the basil leaves now instead of the tomato first. I know, I'm just contrary. I like to get them to soak up some of that oil too. Looking good? And for the tomato sauce, or the tomato pulp, I should say. Yeah. Don't leave half of it in the bowl like I see some of the online chefs do. To a bit of a simmer. Now it's just on a gentle simmer. I have 3 settings for low, 3 for medium, 3 for high, and it's on the highest of the low, so it's not on a high simmer because I don't like to boil this. Right, I've got some tomato paste cubes. This will just reinforce the flavour. I have these cubes in the freezer. In one of my videos I show you all about that, but they're really handy. I buy a large tin at the Turkish supermarket. I buy a large tin of puree and I put them in ice cube trays in the freezer, and then once frozen I pop them in a bag. So handy. You can adjust however much you want to use without wasting any. Turn it down to the lowest setting and just let it go for about half an hour. That's part 1 done. I'll be doing the rest tomorrow. I've started on some preparations for tonight's dinner. I'll also be making some Parmesan cheese biscuits. Just shaping it up a bit. They're so yummy with the meal. In the oven they go, just to show you that things don't always go to plan. Those were the biscuits that I wanted to make, and these are the biscuits I made because the cheese that I grated, I'd had for quite some time and it was too dry, and that's why it was so hard to grate. Now I had to grab some other Parmesan cheese that was more roughly grated and had more oil in it. So I've still got my biscuits. They were just different. Now this is what I'm going to use to sprinkle over top of the dish so all is not lost. And here are the ingredients for the filling for the cannelloni. Spinach, egg, nutmeg, some more Parmesan, ricotta and salt and pepper. I'm just taking the very long hard stalks off. A bit tedious, but someone's got to do it. There you go, last ones. Now it's time to steam, just gently. While the spinach is steaming, I am just going to add the other ingredients into the bowl. Beautiful ricotta and egg, nutmeg to taste, and salt and pepper. Now I'm not a pepper fan, but I will put some in. And now it's just waiting until the spinach is ready. Roughly chop the spinach, just roughly, and leave to cool and drain the water out. Anyway, I'm getting as much prepared as I can before the guests arrive. I'm now going to add the spinach to the cheese mix, the ricotta, and pop it in the fridge because I won't need to fill the tubes until just before it goes in the oven. So that's my next trick. I've squeezed out as much of the water as possible. So there's the egg in here and the nutmeg and a bit of salt and pepper. And now the spinach. Give it a bit of a stir. Piping bag on the ready so that I can easily pipe it into the tubes after. And here we go. Into the fridge for later. It's time to complete the dish. Now I'm just going to put a thin layer of the tomato underneath. Now I made it yesterday and that's what really gets the flavours going. Here we are. And now I will fill the tubes. I've got my piping bag here. Fill the tube. There you go. The tomato. And bag empty and all them filled. Now I'll put the rest of the sauce over top. Oh, this is going to be so yum. Smooth it out. And now for the mozzarella. It's definitely a cheesy meal. I'm just going to sprinkle some more of the, now put the mozzarella, cheese, mozzarella, tomato. Now that'll go in the oven after, not just yet, but soon. And this is what it looks like when it comes out the oven. And I'm now going to serve. Now I'm going to slice the red onion finely. If you've got a mandolin, do it on that, and otherwise a really sharp knife. And then I'm going to put some olive oil on it so that it can soften. It sort of cooks the onion and takes the sting out of it, but red onion is beautiful with a tasty meal like today's. So here you have the onion, and I've got my olive oil. And I'm just going to put some on and give it a stir. And really it's just like marinating your your onion prior to the meal. And it's just, see how luscious it already looks. And I'm just going to leave that to sit. So pop a lid on and it'll be ready for the dinner.